These are our vocabulary words for this month. If you need to press pause to continue writing down, some of you have only written down the ones that we've covered. Others of you are pressing pause and would like to write them all. Either way, make sure that you get these. Remember, rotation is simply taking the object or the geometrical shape and rotating it. Congruent means the same. Parallel, like the two L's in parallel, they are two continual lines that are equal space apart and never come closer or farther apart from each other. Tenths is when we cut a whole up into 10 pieces. Prediction, remember, pre means before, dic means to tell or say, and shun is the action. So when we're doing a prediction, we are guessing what's coming up. We do this in language arts as well. We have making predictions and making inferences. But for math, we're just predicting. We're using information and making an educated guess to say what's coming up next. So today we are on square and rectangle. So we're going to take a couple extra seconds talking about the difference between a square and a rectangle. I want you to press pause and I want you to do two things. I want you to list all of the things that squares have, and I want you to list all of the things that rectangles have. When you're done pressing pause, unpress and see if we have the same things. Okay, when I say I have a square or a rectangle, here are the things that they have in common. They both have 90-degree interior angles. So there's a rectangle, here's a square. So I have 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and the same thing with a rectangle. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Both have two parallel lines. This is parallel to this one, and this is parallel to this one. This is parallel to this, and this is parallel to that. They're both quadrilaterals, meaning they both have 4 sides. Now, here's the thing that you'll be asked probably on your SBAC test. Describe why a rectangle is a square, but a square is not a rectangle. Go ahead and press pause and see if you can come up with that answer. Okay, you back with us? Let me tell you this. A rectangle is any shape that has 4 sides and has 2 parallel lines, 2 parallel sides, and they have 90-degree interiors. Now this is the same thing as this. The only thing that makes a square is one difference, and I bet you've already picked it out. A square is a special rectangle. It is a rectangle that is super, super duper special, because a square, all the sides are the same length. So you can figure out how you are going to, sometimes kids will say a super square for a rectangle, or a same square rectangle. Somehow remember that a square, the only difference between a square and a rectangle is a square has 4 equal length sides. So a square is a rectangle. A square is a rectangle, but not all rectangles are squares, because not all rectangles do we have all 4 sides the same length. Go ahead and see in the comments on our daily plan if you can rewrite this. How would you describe this in your own words, explaining how a square is a rectangle and a rectangle are not always squares? See if you can do that. Make sure you don't get confused on that, because after saying it a couple times, I'm starting to get confused.